You're right.
Sod.
There's our intro.
Colin had a problem and a microphone to spare. Thomas took it up and so the podcast went to air. For weeks and months they trolled through every single DVD. They've unwrapped all the ones they can and now they're cellulose free. Now they're cellulose free.
Hello, dear listener, and welcome to Cellulose Free. My name is Colin, and with me, as always, is my fellow film watcher, compadre and son, Thomas.
Hi, hello.
What have you been up to?
Well, over the past week or so, I have been slowly preparing a supplemental submission to the Joint Standing Committee on Electoral Matters, which...
Tentatively called The Sequel.
Which I just sent to them, I think, a couple of hours ago.
Right.
Fortunately, I spent just long enough that I found out that the Special Minister of State, who's supposed to be responsible for the expansion of the Parliament, has made the unacceptably short-sighted decision to be like, we'll just do the minimum, the absolute minimum that changes the numbers and not actually solve any of the problems that expanding the Parliament is supposed to solve.
So just fiddle around the edges type of thing.
Go from 12 senators per state to 14 senators per state. Just kick the can down the road a little. And of course, because, we only seem to do these things every 40 years or so, the can will be kicked about a decade down the road and then sit there for another 30 years.
Honestly, I think we are in a golden moment where I cannot see any other government forming that has as much clout to be able to do things right now in the foreseeable future.
It's not difficult. They have a stonking majority in the House of Representatives, and anything they want to do, they can go through either the Greens or the Coalition. Obviously, the Liberal... what's left of the Coalition. Obviously, the Liberal Party are against expanding the Parliament. It's too many politicians, and, the Labour are going to sweep the nation, and no, it's a proportional increase, and so all the benefits are for everyone involved.
So, the last time it was done, do you have any idea what the population of Australia was?
1984, I think, was the time.
Yeah.
About 15, 16 million.
Right, and it is now currently...
over 27 million.
Yeah. My guess would have been about 10 million more.
Oh, over 28 million. Great. Yeah.
So... Hello. Anyway, representation.
So
who needs it?
Nothing's getting solved. They have all the power to solve things, and nothing's getting solved because
such a disappointment.
Because
so
the Labour
wishy-washy.
The Labour Party have increasingly proven to be short-sighted cowards.
Yeah. The Coalition, for all their wrongness, at least made some terrible decisions, but anyway.
My submission is largely not about the expansion of Parliament. My supplementary submission is largely about other people's submissions, which some people have ideas. Most of those ideas are not good. And that's about as far as I'm happy to go on the podcast at the moment. Enough. Especially without the benefit of parliamentary privilege that's awarded to the submission if and when it is published.
Yeah. You'll just have to keep your eye out on the submissions and see whether it pops up.
Yeah. Yeah, I do check fairly regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Much lower count than last time round. Not
Okay.
entirely sure why. I think there was some sort of groundswell of people drumming up submissions from places.
That's where they tend to come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people from places.
Yeah. Yeah. Must put a stop to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of talk about people from a particular church in the submissions and their behaviour or otherwise, which of course that particular church denies having any involvement. And then yesterday I went and picked up this week's movie from the library because it turns out that in the time that we have been watching these films, the last one that we were going to watch has come off of the streaming service that we were going to watch it on. And now is on no streaming services, unless you want to buy or rent.
I think the reason for that is all of these streaming services, after you've watched a film, you can put a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I think that influences whether these streaming services bother to actually keep movies on the streaming service. Yeah. So read into that what you will.
Anyway.
So we needed a DVD copy or a Blu-ray copy.
No, they only really do DVDs
or
at the library.
Mauve disc version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hear you've been in a white goods store.
That's not where I was going to start.
Oh, it's not?
No, but yes, we were in a white goods store. We finally got after way too long, a response from our extended warranty company. We'd like to talk to you about your extended warranty on a fridge that has given us no end of grief. And
already been replaced once.
Yeah. So, we went out and looked for other options and found other options that required movement of other white goods around the house. And yes, it has disrupted the house somewhat today. That wasn't on the cards for activities that I would be involved in. So, yeah, we're all a bit weary. Well, all of us who actually had anything to do with it.
And the fun doesn't stop because I hear that they'll be here tomorrow, bright and early.
That's right. And we've got to clear the entranceway before that. So, yeah. Anyway. So, dear listener, consider yourself privileged that we are still creating a podcast for you. And carefully crafting a podcast for you.
And if it's late, then now you know why.
Yeah, that's right. It may well be that we have to remove a door to get it into the kitchen.
Or possibly 2 doors. 3?
No.
Could be as bad as 3.
Let's not do that. We'll see what happens. You know, white goods are meant to be designed to come through standard doors.
Yeah.
But there's nothing standard in this house.
No.
As I discovered as I was moving things out of the back door and then tried to relock the back door and found that it's not just not square, it's not cubed. It's out of whack everywhere. And so I had to attack door lock jams with Dremel tools and what have you, because no amount of tightening of hinges would get anything to line up with being able to lock the back door again. I think it was hanging off the locks, basically.
Great.
But it's all done, all fixed, and I've got little metal splinters in my fingers, and and the cat's a little confused because the cat lives in the laundry, and the laundry now has a item of white goods in there that wasn't in there before. Fun and games.
Well, at least that piece of white goods is supposed to be a permanent fixture, so hopefully you'll get used to it.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on the theory that in the winter months it'll add a bit of warmth to the laundry. So,
What else this week?
What else? Went on a wild rampage claiming islands for my world domination badge.
Yeah.
And yes, I went out with dear listener Helen, who supplied the kayaks.
Yeah.
Went paddling around, and this was Actually, this was just after going on a park run together, and I was adjusting my shoes, and I thought, my little toe's really uncomfortable. So I pulled off my socks and discovered that pretty much all of the skin on my left little toe was just coming off. And so, yeah, if you imagine what a blister does when it bursts,
Yep.
well, it was like there was a blister right around this toe.
Great.
And, yeah, so I tried to deal with it as best I could and stuck a couple of Band-Aids around it, or plasters for you Americans. And, yeah, then hobbled around the park run. I got my worst park run time, but I wasn't planning on running anyway. I was just going to walk and try and see some platypus, because this particular park run is near a river that's got platypus in it. But, yeah, when you're in the zone and there's other runners, and the nice thing about this particular place was there are only 40 people running, and I'm used to being 10 times that many. So it was nice having such a small amount, but still the adrenaline that sort of congregates around that starting line, you can't help but start at least jogging off and then thinking, yeah, my foot's all right. I'll keep running. And yeah, by the time I'd got through, I said, yeah, my toe didn't really like that. And yeah, so more skins come off. Yeah, but went for a good kayak. That was absolutely wonderful. Went for a bit of a swim. Other than that, not much else.
Yeah, and then you sent us photos of, in turn,
Oh, yes.
the Geefston Gateway,
Hey, that's a familiar place.
the Municipal Hall in Huonville.
Very familiar place.
Yeah. Both of which I am assured that you did take on that day.
I did indeed.
And
I can
then
show you the original files on my phone.
yeah, and then the Cataract Gorge, which is near Launceston. So
It's a number of hours away.
So yeah, a little implausible.
Yeah.
And then Stonehenge, which I'm quite sure you've never been to.
No, I have not been to Stonehenge. That was a lie.
And then a dark, mysterious tower in the middle of some sort of lava area, which I'm not sure actually exists.
Tell Darth Vader that.
Oh, and then the street sign.
Tell Darth Vader that. That is Anakin Skywalker's home.
Right.
Yeah,
Great.
after he turned to the dark side. So there we go. And yes, and then street sign. It wasn't the street sign that both you and Daniel took photos of.
The other end of the street.
Yeah, well, time was of the essence, and so we drove past and I clicked. Like the other photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Stonehenge. Anyway, that was a bit of mockery and fun and mirthful enjoyment that Thomas completely missed out on the updates stage by stage, because I sent it, not just for him, but for everyone else, using a medium that Thomas rarely uses,
Yeah.
if ever.
Yeah.
But he did catch up.
Unfortunately, the mockery isn't quite as cutting when you have someone with a car who can just take you to places.
Oh, dear. Mind you, we did travel a goodly distance that day, both in kayak and running and walking. So, there we go. Anyway, we have a film to watch.
We do.
We have a
We
film
do.
to watch that, okay, you went to get your hands on for our benefit. Well, for your benefit. What are we watching this week?
We are watching Fast X.
Yay.
Yeah.
Woohoo. I
Yep.
am so looking forward to it.
And because I was very busy with my supplementary submission, I have written a previously on, but it's not quite as good as it could have been if I hadn't been busy.
Oh, is it shorter than it would have been?
It is much shorter than it would have been.
See, I think there's a plus there.
Yeah.
I really
yeah.
do.
But alas, I did need to get the submission in before Saturday,
Uh-huh.
I think. So,
Right. Well, would you please tell our dear listener what Fast X... Oh, no, sorry, you're not doing that. You're giving us a previously on.
I'll come round to Fast X. Okay, here we go. Previously on Speedy Angry People. Brian O'Connor is a cop, then isn't a cop, then is a cop again, then stops being a cop forever, permanently joining Dom Toretto's crew, and then Paul Walker dies so Brian isn't involved anymore. Along the way, several people are killed or appear to be killed, and then some of those people show up again later, or earlier, depending on which order you look at the series.
Wibbly wobbly.
The crew face many villains, killing about half of them and turning the rest into good guys, because it's all about family and making the family bigger and bigger until everyone can be reduced to 2 or 3 words of description each. Tonight's villain is Dante Reyes, son of Hernan Reyes, who the crew defeated and killed all the way back in Fast 5. That was the one with the vault.
Oh, right. That they dragged through the streets.
Yes, that's the one.
How did he demise?
Shot by Hobbs.
Which one's Hobbs?
Dwayne.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Have we seen him before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, several times.
In 5.
Yeah. You know the story.
No, I don't.
Man loses father. Man plots revenge for 10 years. Man partly executes revenge plot. Film leaves several loose ends. Film barely breaks even. Studio puts sequels on ice for half a decade. Film industry collapses and consolidates several times over. Conclusion, eventually? Hard to say. Come back in a few years and see, I guess. And now the continuation.
So this continuation didn't even break even.
Just barely.
Oh, just barely broke.
Barely, if you factor in the marketing double.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're watching.
Yeah.
We hope you can join us, but until then, I've tried this one before. And
you have.
It never works, does it? No. We are watching it on a really scratched library DVD.
This one is in better condition than F9.
Hand it to me.
Not.
All it needs is a couple of circle scratches.
Not
various intervals.
Not, perfect condition.
Thomas is going to open the case. He's going to take the disc out of the case.
I don't know what you're hoping to see from it. There's barely any light in here.
And we're going to carefully look at the surface of the disc and read the zeros and ones on the surface and conjure up the images in our head. And then we're going to talk about those images and possibly sounds if we can manage to interpret those from the zeros and ones as well. And so we shall catch you on the flip side.
Turn to side B. C, D, E,
Isn't
F,
it X?
G, H, I.
Turn to side X.
J.
You're going to keep going, aren't you?
No.
No, I'm going to stop you right there, you mongrel.
K?
Okay. Yeah.
We'll say side
I'm
K.
glad you approve.
Side K. This is the 11th of these things we've watched.
Good. I'm stopping. So, what did you think?
I mean, it's a very silly film. They're all very silly films. I don't know what specifically there is to say anymore. This just happens to be a particularly silly film that ends with several loose plot threads.
A couple, 1 or 3, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the plane went down. Obviously, none of them are dead, right?
No, I think they're all gone. I wept. I wept when that plane went behind that hill, and then you heard and saw the kaboomy from coming out from behind the hill.
Yeah.
From the obscured plane. Obscured for a number of seconds before it, yes.
And
then you've got the other two in the middle of
Antarctica.
Yeah.
And we didn't see that dam explode, but considering that they're making an entire additional film, that's probably fine. I'm sorry, we're going to make this next film without Vin Diesel's character.
Yeah.
It's not going to be there.
Well, it's the only way that I can explain how they're going to get around the fact that... When was this made?
This was released in 2023.
Okay. So the young son voice is broken by now. And
Yeah.
no, that's how they'll do it. The blast from all of the water and what have you will break his voice. Shocked into puberty.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they'll do.
Ultimately, it's just we come up with a bunch of set pieces. And we sort of vaguely work out how those are supposed to string together.
I had exactly the same thought. It was like they sent a whole bunch of... Again, was it another one of these films where I had the stories that one person would write the...
Exquisite Corpse?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was for one of these movies, but I feel like it very much could have been.
Yeah. So you have separate writers for each set piece, and these are the characters that you're going to begin with, and you have to end with like one of those machines that this is the input and this is the output, and the next person has that output as their input. And
I can't help but feel like we've done a few too many set pieces in a row. Let's have an action scene, let's have a fight, and then let's get back to the set pieces.
And let's vary the tone. The tone just varied majorly. You've got basically a 1960s Batman villain.
Oh, yeah.
In this.
And boy, does Jason Momoa ever play that 1960s Batman villain.
Yeah, my vision of him, and there have certainly been whole heaps of things since then that I haven't seen him in, but he is the tough guy in Stargate Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
And he certainly was playing a character in this film that I cannot imagine the person who played the tough guy in Stargate Atlantis playing it. Rightly or wrongly, I'm still, for such a broad brush stroke character, there are certain nuances there that one could take offence to, but I don't know whether that offence was actually intended. I don't know.
Like, if there are two people who are having fun with these films, and I have no idea if anyone else is, they're all so stoic all the time. If there are two people who are having fun with these films, it's Jason Momoa, just now, and John Cena.
Yeah. And that's great.
Yeah.
In my books, and there was certainly some vibes at the end of the film from certain people who also watched it with us that found, I guess, Jason Momoa's character problematic.
Yeah.
And I can understand that, but I don't, rightly or wrongly, I did not have a problem with that. I think he was actually one of the shining lights of this film, because it was a 1960s Batman character. That is instantly what I thought of. And the 60s Batman villains are problematic in the whole different, but yeah. So you've got that tonality of 60s Batman villain. You've got the John Cena character just hamming it up and having a fun time, as you said. And that was great. They were absolutely the high points of this. And the other high point possibly was inexplicably the James Bond song.
Just in the credits.
Which, my mental headspace was certainly still attached to that, spoilers, submarine coming out from under the ice. It just gave off James Bond vibes, and they were good vibes. But yeah, the string that was holding all of it together, some of the threads were very, very thin, and some of them weren't even there. And there were just so many characters and I've said it time and time again on this podcast, I do have problems with keeping track of characters.
Yeah.
But man, they stuffed this full
Yeah.
of reintroducing characters who were apparently dead but are alive again, and new ones that gave the vibe of, hey, you already should have some idea who these people are, but you don't. I found that really, really problematic.
And we introduced 2 of these characters with just a bunch of exposition.
Yeah.
Hey, if you haven't seen any of the last 9 and a bit movies, well, here we go. We're going to tell you about them again.
And possibly the other problem that I had was how much of this film, and this is probably hypocritical of me just commenting on how I had a great deal of difficulty remembering past films, but to spend so much time rehashing, replaying, and then retconning characters in to those scenes.
It's the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning problem again, isn't it?
I don't think it was as bad as that.
No, not quite as bad.
I did actually, I think, enjoy this more. Those two are a really good comparison, actually, because, Mission Impossible movies are silly.
Yeah.
And as far as physics are concerned, completely silly.
Yeah.
I think this was more silly than any of the Mission Impossible, but yeah, good comparison, and still enjoyed that more than the last Mission Impossible film, which I don't know what that's saying, because I don't think this was a particularly great film, but I did have enough fun in it that for once I'm actually wanting a conclusion. Mm-hmm. The cliffhangers in this were enough to want me. I don't think any of the other films really have cliffhang.
No.
And this is the first time it's done it. And maybe was that because they already saw the writing on the wall and we may not get another film, so maybe we cram some cliffhangers in there so that we have our fan base just scream, no, we need to find out what happens to our characters.
And of course, you know that inevitably all of these cliffhangers will be resolved 5 minutes into whatever the next film is.
Yeah. Much like a TV series will do. Because, right, we've got to start the new season and start new stories, but we do need to wrap up these things.
The section in Rome ends and it's playing some piece of music, and I'm like, so this is the end of the episode, right? This is where we roll the credits and you come back next time. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Too bitty, and certain bits of those biddies just didn't work.
Yeah.
Whole characters that were just reintroduced because, I don't know. Maybe it's like the pantomimes and Midsummer Murders, that you get into this, when are you going to invite me to be in one of your Fast and Furious films? Oh, look, we'll write a character for you.
Yeah.
So I'm only available these dates.
Okay.
And say, all right, yep. Can you do some blue screen work so that we can pretend that you're actually talking to this character? Yeah, I can do that, definitely, because I don't want to act with that person anyway.
Yeah. And we're okay with, killing my character at the end of this. That's fine. Oh, yeah, we'll figure something out. Yeah, if we need you back, we'll just... nobody ever sees the body, is the thing.
Yeah.
Except that one time when someone was shot point blank in the head. That character's definitely dead.
Definitely dead.
Yeah.
Oh, it was her, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Behind the glass?
Yes.
Right. Yes. Right. Now I recognise her. Okay, good.
So I guess we are now done with this series for at least a few years, possibly forever. Impossible to say.
Who is to say? 'Tis not me.
It's.
And on that note, I'm afraid to say that this is our last episode.
No, I know for sure that you have something planned for next week.
Well, I'm obliged to, but we'll get to that. Do you have
Yeah.
anything else to say about
The franchise?
whatever?
Yeah, it started in, like, a vaguely normal place and sort of stuck there for a couple of films, but it just keeps ramping up. It keeps ramping up because you always have to outdo whatever the last thing was.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know that it's ever really got past the heights of dragging that vault through Rio.
No, I don't think it has.
That was peak Fast and Furious.
Which gets me back to which film was it that they did the same thing, dragging a vault through? Oh, it was Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, wasn't it?
That does
One
sound
of those.
like something they do.
Yeah. They used horses and pulled the whole bank, I think,
Yeah,
through the town.
That does sound like a thing that would happen.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. We used to
And-
say. It'll be in the show notes.
And they keep making them because, well, at least
Well,
up until now,
now.
they kept making money.
Yeah.
But
Which is why we keep making podcasts, because we just keep making...
the trouble is, at some point, the amount of money you could expect to get out of a Fast and Furious movie stopped going up, but the budget didn't.
No.
Because, well, everything costs more
Yeah.
forever until we're all gone.
So what is the solution? We just keep bringing high-paid bulk actors in.
Yeah.
Bulky, tough guy actors who may or may not just completely clash with one another.
And we get to pay them even more because, of course, they're producers on the thing.
Yeah. Okay. So Jason was a producer on this?
No. I think it's just Vin Diesel at the moment. But how many producers were there on this thing? There were 5 producers on this thing. Neil H. Moritz, he of original film.
Yep.
Vin Diesel. Jeff Kirschenbaum, who's responsible for a handful of films, including Maleficent, Mistress of Evil,
Uh-huh.
F9, Fast X, The School for Good and Evil,
Okay.
which I'm told was not good.
No. I mean, you're certainly up against that's based on a book, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
And I think they got a bit of a fan backlash there, but
Samantha Vincent, who doesn't have a Wikipedia page, and Justin Lin, who's been writing these things since basically Tokyo Drift and Star Trek Beyond.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I can see that. It all makes sense now. All right then.
Well, okay, to be fair, Justin Lin only directed Star Trek Beyond. It was written by Simon Pegg and Dong Jung.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see if it comes back, and when it comes back, if we're still doing this.
Indeed.
Which, you know,
Oh, look.
I suspect we will.
If we're not, we would have to come back
Yeah.
for a
Yeah,
special
yeah.
episode. Anyway, I think we better move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
The following segment has no title. Thank you.
We have one comment, and it's not even on our previous episode.
But it is appreciated.
Yeah. Helen,
Hi, Helen.
on Facebook, on our episode on F9. I'm sure I didn't have to listen to the podcast to be sure that I wouldn't be watching F9 any time within the lifetime of the universe. But I listened to the podcast anyway. And I spent most of the episode holding on to the thought that Artichoke is 9 letters long. Only had to have Thomas pointed out 5 minutes before the end and ruin my chance to make a comment about it.
Oh.
Oh, wait. I can't remember what Artichoke was about.
I think I suggested that was actually the the file name.
Right,
fairly
as opposed
early
to
on.
F9.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think very early on we said, I wonder what the file name is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to that episode, find out.
Last week's file name, because of course there were no comments on last week's episode, so there were no guesses on last week's episode, was Shudurukut.
You said what?
Shudurukut. SHDWRCRT. I have a feeling I know what is on your screen over there.
Okay.
It feels like there's very little in the way of things that it could be. But you could surprise me.
I could.
You could.
It's artichoke.
Okay. Mild surprise there.
Ah,
You
yes.
know, we're bringing back the rules of file names that I'm not going to repeat here,
No.
and that our dear listeners will just have to have remembered.
Yeah, or we'll have to listen to an episode that actually has the file
full
name
rules, yeah.
Yes.
If you have a file name guess for this week's episode, or film suggestions, or comments on our comments, or the film that we have watched, do send those in,
Indeed.
so that next week this segment has more than just a comment on an episode from 4 weeks ago. which I still appreciate.
Is it that long?
It's-
Wow.
It's still, nice to have people going back into the archives.
It is.
There's some gems in there. F9 maybe not one of them. But, go on.
Yeah.
Dig in
We'd
there.
love to hear from you.
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll move on.
Pick a film for next week so we can go to bed.
And as foreshadowed, it is your turn.
It is. And last week?
It's either last week or the week before.
It was, yeah.
It was before we recorded the episode.
That's right. I think it was fairly close to recording the last episode. The great actor Robert Duvall passed away, and I thought that I would dig through the collection and see what we had with Robert Duvall in it, and I've grabbed one. And let's see if had I told you what it was going to be?
I don't know if you
All
had.
right. So here we go. It also stars Michael Caine
Okay.
and Haley Joel Osment.
Okay.
Still don't want to buzz in?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
The comedic adventures of an introverted boy left on the doorstep of a pair of reluctant, eccentric great uncles.
Is this... I have seen this. I remember
So have
having
I.
seen this. Is this Second-Hand Lions?
It is indeed Second-Hand Lions. I shall continue with the brief description. Left on the doorstep of a pair of reluctant, eccentric great uncles whose exotic remembrances stir the boy's spirit and reignite the men's lives. Next week, we are watching Second-Hand Lions. It's not streaming anywhere on any of the streaming services. You can rent it on the usual rental places, but I have it on the shelf on DVD, and that's what we'll be watching. We hope that you can join us, but until then, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
You have been listening to Cellulose Free. Your hosts were Colin, who produces and edits the show, and Thomas, who makes the artwork and music. Cellulose Free is recorded in the Deranged Cat Studios in scenic Tasmania, Australia. We keep track of our extensive physical media collection through My Movies, which we highly recommend. You can find links to that, as well as other places you can find us in the show notes. Cellulose Free is a Hi Hello production.
Would you like some more useful
Yeah, that would be
audio
great. Thank you.
for the purposes of setting levels that you'll then completely change up in the post?
I don't know what you mean. I equalise, Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. All right.